Sziasztok, itt vagyunk a GlobalGitar weblap stábja a PeCsában, a Gary Moore 60. éves emlékkoncerten, és Henrikkel, az egyik nagyon-nagyon komoly gitárosra fogunk beszélgetni most. Welcome to Budapest first, and is it your first time here in Budapest, or have you been here before, and how did you enjoy your short time being here before the gig?
It's definitely my first time ever being in Budapest. My mother used to tell me lots of very nice things about Budapest. She's been here before, and so I had a few days. I arrived on Monday morning, took the night train, went overnight, and so I had some days and some time to walk around and enjoy the city, and I like it very much.
Do you like the venue, the sound?
Yes, I heard the sound just today. Yesterday we did a rehearsal just with the monitor system, so we didn't hear the PA, but I heard it just 5 minutes ago, and it's cool.
Knowing you're a blues guitarist and your main influence is obviously Gary Moore, do you have, of course you have, any other influences beside Gary, and who they are?
It was, to tell you the story, I used to play drums until I was 14, and then I was in a club with my father, and I heard Gary Moore's Cold Day in Hell from the album After Hours, and so I was totally into Gary Moore, and he made me pick up the guitar, and so through Gary Moore I just discovered all the other players like B.B. King, because he played on its album, and Peter Green, he did the Blues for Greenie thing, so it was mainly Gary Moore who brought me to the other guitar players. So.
How did you get in touch with Cliff and Gary?
I met Cliff for the first time yesterday. I knew he was Gary's brother, but we haven't met before. And we once had the opportunity to do a support gig for Gary in Moosbach in Germany, which is pretty close to Stuttgart, and then I had the chance to chat with him for about 1 hour, and that was very nice. It was the best day of my life, so to say. Yeah.
You've come a long way from playing in clubs for cheap or virtually no money, and now you played before Joe Bonamassa and such big names. How did you get here? You are now.
To be honest, it's always the same. Like I started in Germany very little, playing for no money and in front of 4 people maybe, and it's still the same. Like in countries like the UK, we play for about in front of 30, 40 people, but it's still feeling good. So it's nice for us. As in Germany we have like 500, 600 people now already, but that took us a long way to build up the reputation, and so, but it's still nice to be in like the UK, to have small clubs and play for a smaller audience, so you don't miss this little club gigs, because I like them very much.
And, you also got a nomination for the British Blues Award, or Blues Guitarist Award, I think. How do you feel about it?
It's for me it's a huge honor just to be nominated as a German artist, because normally there are not many German artists, been nominated in this role. But of course, I had a huge concurrence. Like there were people in like Joe Bonamassa, so I didn't win, obviously. But just the nomination was enough for me.
And going back to this small club thing, what's your experience? What's more important? Playing great and practice a lot and do your music, or the connections in the music industry and being in the country's music life? What's more important for to get to the success you want?
I think the most important thing is that you enjoy playing music, that you enjoy playing live music with the bands, to have fun with the music you play. To be honest, I don't really like the music industry. That's why I got my own booking. I do the booking myself for all the countries, and have some very close friends who help me out, like in other countries like the UK, and even like Zolly, from the Gary Moore fan club. He's a very good guy who helped me here in Budapest to come here. So, but I think the most important thing is just to go on stage and to have fun with the music. So even if there's only 4 people or no money, that doesn't matter.
Some other territories. Tell us about, please, your gear. I saw some matchless gear and Marshall stuff and a Les Paul Strat. Tell us a bit about it.
That's mainly, it's not matchless. The logo looks a bit like matchless, and they just adapt the sound, I think. But it's a German factory called Real Tone. And
is it a custom amp?
Yeah, it's custom built, so to say. It's a friend of mine. He builds this, and the second amp he built was just the amp I'm still playing for 11 years now. So it's a very, so to say, simple amp, but it's just tubes and all handmade, and it's a simple sound, but a very strong and dynamic sound. So I really like it. And guitars, yeah, just the one you saw. I got one Les Paul. It's a 59 reissue. It's a makeover by Florian Jäger. It's a guy from Bavaria in Germany, and Gary signed the back of the guitar. So this is my only Les Paul and the only one I need. And then I got the Strat and the Tele. And
what's your favorite, Les Paul or the Strat?
I can't really tell. Maybe for playing like today, of course, it's the Les Paul, because Gary used to play Les Paul a lot. But there are songs like Fire I would play with the Strat, or the Jimi Hendrix songs, and Tele works also good for a few of the songs, so can't decide.
Do you have any kind of different techniques for the 2 guitars, the Les Paul and the Strat, because it's in construction they are quite different? And do you set your amp or pedals differently?
No, I don't set the amp differently, but I always got the feeling that you play a little softer with the Les Paul, because that's the humbucker, and it's not like something to work on so hardly like a Strat or Telecaster. You play a little softer on a Les Paul.
Thank you.